Bum, bum, ba-dum. Hey, everybody. Happiest day to you. I want to continue to try to help make sure everybody feels invited and to demystify some of what's going on and what the future looks like, what the potential is for leaning into AI and coding assistance. And I've been doing this for a long time, so lots of weird things happening in the back of my mad science lab where there are dozens of experiments always running. I want to invite you to what a Sunday morning might look like if you're bobbing and weaving across all of these domains. Let me get right into it. I started just by chatting her up out here in general, sort of no hidden prompting, like we'll move into the IDE here in a minute. And whatever IDE you pick and whatever extensions you're using to interact with your coding assistants, they've got a lot of hidden prompting, pre-prompting, things you don't see going on in the background to tell it a bit of how to behave. You're an expert developer. We're going to write tests, right? And so out here, a little bit less of that. If you're in Office 365 Copilot, a ton of that, right? And so your environment matters. That hidden pre-prompting that's taking place, big impact on the results you're going to get. So here, I started sharing this idea, right? And I'll share a little bit of that with you, but I want to get across the whole pond. The goal of today is to see a wide thing, not to go deep in any one area. So I had an idea. I want to write a story. I want to try to think about the future of the world 2045. How does government need to change? How does society change? What does work look like? What do we do with sort of perhaps robot counterparts and both physically and in code? Already in code for sure. Right, we're already here. We just haven't gotten there yet. The physical manifestation of these things is near coming. Right. So anyway, fun to think about the future. Fun to try to make sure there's a lot of different ideas about how we might govern, how we might roll this out. How do we maintain a balance of work that workers want to continue to pursue in cooperation with the bots that are coming online to help them with that and to replace many parts of that ecosystems, whatever they may be. Cool. So we get down here. We've argued for a little while and feel like we're on the same page. We've got a good vision for how we're going to move forward. And then I took all of this and moved into VS Code, where I dumped all of it into a previous chat text file, and now it's available. So the local Copilot that is attached to roughly that same ecosystem can have an opportunity to get caught up. Now, here we could jump on like GPT-5.2 or something. I'm going to make an example this afternoon that depending on the workload, the model can matter, but by and large, even this way back here model is going to have a fine time accomplishing the majority of the work in front of me, which is great because this particular model is very cheap. We go to like 5.2, 5.1, very cheap. We start looking at things like Opus, very expensive. And we don't really need Opus for many tasks. And most of the things people are really appreciating about Opus come more from its ability to stay with the work longer, and we've already overcome that. You'll see that here today for different reasons. And so anyway, we can get a lot out of pretty much any model. Now, I fed it the previous chat, and her and I went back and forth for just a little bit, and we built out all these chapters, right? And it's what I'm after. It's a mix of her and I. I don't write as well. Punctuation's not my thing, and we had a lot of territory to cover. So now that we have this first version out here, it's really the effort of going through and kind of reading through it, tidying up spots we vary, regenerating pieces. And I don't know that I want to do that right here. I don't know that I want to do that in Markdown file. And for sure, I've got my coding assistant. We're an hour in. We've got a good story started. We've got our work written. So step back and asked AI to help set up a front-end UI that I could use to review those materials and start to bring in some more interaction and cooperation from the AI as I go, right? And be in control of that. We also set up an amount of ability for her to run things out, run it in the background task, pick up Playwright test automation suites, and make sure that she's able to fully exercise all of the code that she's written, and it does the things that her and I are talking about. So all good. Nice little healthy ecosystem, another 20 minutes. Right. So if we run this UI, which is running here, I can rerun it for posterity. And we've got GPT-4.1 over here plugged in. Fine, fine. In this now kind of a co-author cockpit, I again find all of those files. They've been scanned for and organized, and the markdown format's applied, so it's much easier on the eyes, and we can change the theme. We can, change contrast on what we're looking at to make it easy on the eyes. But instead, I want to bring your eyes over to a couple things, right? There's a lot of places AI is now going to start stepping in, but I'm just going to come over here to the queue, and I'm going to say, please add a chapter ahead of the foreword for 2 and AI dev bridge and dev bridge.ai on it. Now, I've sent this, right, to where? Nothing's really running. I have this very simple web server hosting this page. And we hands off keyboard, watch the back end here. It's going to actually notice that that was sent. We saw here that it shoved the work item into Copilot on its own, and it's going to go on to read and write and create. We'll stand back over here and kind of watch for that final result. I guess to make it more fun, we could go side by side here. And we see that she believes we're ready to look, and there we go. We have ourselves a page that was created through an interaction that triggered a change to a static file that triggered one of my custom VS Code extensions that knows how to automatically shove information in over here and get that submitted to her, and then she made her changes, and my oh my, we're now co-authoring, co-narrating. What do you want to do? This ability to build and spin up applications so quickly and get them out of your head and out in front of you where they're working and they're solving this need. Do I need to publish this? Does it need to be bulletproof? What concerns might anyone have about a rapid prototype that does exactly what I want on my machine and is going to now enable me to solve tremendous problems? If there were 10 folks in my organization trying to do the same thing, there you go, right? It doesn't need to always be the most amazing, expensive, cloud-first native. Like, so much software is going to be built this year just like this, and it is so good. And this idea that you can create this loop, right, where I'm leveraging my one subscription, my one favorite tool, a tool that has amazing context and understanding of my environment, a tool that I can work in and out of things like Copilot instructions and agent files. And here we pulled it all off using GPT-4.1 as our runtime for these kinds of interactions. And if we want to make a simpler change, we can just chat with it, right? I fear some amount of all the vendor products and social posts and folks saying things rightly are practicing. Everybody's practicing. They're practicing how to talk about this. They're practicing what parts of the problem are interesting that they went on about to solve. But the truth is much simpler and much more complicated than we would like it to be. And here's an example that I hope helps you move forward in how you're thinking about some of these tools and some of the relationships we can create between them. Oh, have an amazing rest of the day. I'm going to keep working on this until it's bug free and doing everything I ever wanted to do. Until next time. Cheers. Bye.